NBA draft is coming up this Thursday with Bradley Beal on the move from Washington nearly complete. We take a look at what Portland plans to do with their star guard Damian Lillard. As teams inquire about his availability, Dame has said on numerous occasions he prefers to stay with the Blazers. Okay, Stephen A., I want to start with you. Should the Blazers trade Dame this offseason?
Yes, after he demands to be traded.
Okay.
I have been on Damian Lillard about this for a long time. He needs to get the hell out of Portland. He's been there long enough. You're not going anywhere. He's 32. He's going to turn 33 in July. He just finished averaging 32 this year when he's been able to play. He is an elite player in this game. He's a big-time player with a big-time personality, with big-time closing ability. He needs to be in a better situation where he's got a better opportunity to win. And it is something that he should insist upon. It shouldn't be about whether Portland is moving him or not. He should be asking to move on.
Wendy?
In a vacuum, you would say the Blazers absolutely should. They have a top 10 pick last year. They have a top 3 pick. Now is the time for them. They're already kind of up to their knees in a rebuild anyway because of the last 2 seasons. They absolutely should. And Dame Lillard has, a last act in his career, and he should be given the opportunity to play for a team that is in better position. But having spent quite a few nights in my career in Portland, at Dame Lillard games, at playoff games in Portland, being aware of what he means to that city, I just don't think it's that simple. And I think that's where Dame has been for years now. He is so beloved there. It is so much a part of who he is. And there is something to be said for spending your entire career with an organization, something to be said for year after year, getting people through the winters with wonderful nights, high-level basketball, and great moments. I watched my son fall in love with Dame Lillard last year when he hit one of those fourth quarter games, and now my son has a Dame Lillard jersey and he taps his wrist. He knows. He's 5 years old. He knows. He has impacted so many people there. So I think, yes, from just a strategy standpoint, it's easy to say it, but I think that doesn't take into account what it means to somebody and what it means to that community in Portland. And
Yeah, Damian Lillard has earned the right to decide his future because of the way that he has performed, because of the way that he's carried himself, and the way that he represents that city and organization and what he means to that place. But I agree with both of you. They absolutely should trade. I mean, we just did a top 5 NBA title contender. There's not one move that Portland could make that would make them a contender next year. I'm not even sure there's 2 moves. That's how far away this team is from contention. And at some point, if you're thinking about the future of the franchise, you may have to make a difficult decision. But I truly believe this. If you're going to be as loyal as Damian Lillard has been to this organization, then he has earned the right. He has earned the right to decide his future.
I will say this. Nobody's denying that he deserves the right. Both of you are on point with that, and everything that you're saying about his affection and connection to the city of Portland and vice versa, Wendy, is not to be argued at all. It's not debatable. We get all of that. But where I make a left turn, and I'm somebody that loves Damian Lillard to death as a player and a person, I will tell you this. I don't want to hear somebody that great complaining about how everybody's about a championship. In his case, it's not about that. It's about your willingness to go for it. You are in a situation that's just not going to be able to compete. And you, with your level of greatness, you've got to want to be in a situation where you're at least going for a championship, as opposed to saying, even if we're going to lose, I'm perfectly satisfied in being in this losing situation. You're too great for that. At some point in time, we want to see you on the big stage. Otherwise, the only time anybody's going to be talking about you is when you're in Portland.
Yeah, but Stephen, I agree with that. I don't think he's perfectly satisfied that he's in. He's never been perfectly satisfied. He's a competitive.
You're being literal with that. I've spoken to him. You've spoken to him. I'm just saying. What I'm saying is when he was making the claim, why I got to be about the championship? Why I got to be about that? I'm saying, nah, for you need to be going for it.
When we come back here on First Take, we're talking comebacks.
Oh, blocked by James! Everybody out of my way, it's time to dance. Irving puts it up. Let's go! Kyrie Irving from downtown! And the impossible dream has come true!
Cleveland! This is for you!
52 years of torment and anguish has been washed away.
7 years to this day, the Cavs pulled off the unthinkable. They became the first team in NBA history to recover a comeback from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals. An iconic moment. But JJ, is that the greatest comeback in sports playoff history, sir?
Absolutely not. It is not the greatest sports comeback. The greatest sports comeback, Stephen A., has to be the Boston Red Sox coming back from down 3-0 in the ALCS in 2004. And you think about this, the entire history of the 1900s for the Red Sox was cursed because they traded Babe Ruth to the New York Yankees. You fast forward to the early 2000s, Aaron Boone hits a walk-off home run in Game 7 in 2003. They go down 3-0 the following year, and then slowly but surely, they whittle away. They win Game 7, and then they go on to win the Major League World Series, and they win 3 more after that. It's a defining moment in baseball history. It's a defining moment in sports history. And as a Red Sox fan, growing up a Red Sox fan,
You grew up a Red Sox fan?
Oh, I grew up a Red Sox fan.
I knew
sure,
and it was I didn't like you that much.
Well, how did that happen?
I knew that was
Okay,
me.
carry on.
Go ahead.
Well, because
Where'd you grow up?
Virginia.
Massachusetts? This is so confusing. Okay, sorry. I'll stop interrupting. Keep your
No,
debate
Manny
going.
Ramirez. Manny Ramirez was my favorite baseball player, and I pitched growing up. Pedro Martinez was my favorite pitcher. They went to the Red Sox within the span of 2 years. I became a Red Sox fan.
I literally was going to say you could throw Cleveland in there, but I remember how critical I was of that stimulus package Adam Silver and the NBA gave LeBron James when he threw Draymond Green to the floor, and Draymond ends up picking up, he didn't get to take that game, but he ended up, in hindsight, they ejected him for Game 5. Iguodala and Bogut get hurt in Game 5, and everything falls apart. I have to end this show by saying that
What?
JJ's right.
Wow.
My Yankees.
What even happened today?
I thought about it, and I did not want to admit it, but then Big Poppy's my brother. That's my man. We saw each other in Miami. I love him to death. And the Yankees, I remember how hurt I was, how devastated I was that the Yankees had lost 4 straight to the Red Sox. It never happened before. I still haven't gotten over it. JJ's right.
This
Very
show
big
has
of you.
come full circle.
I
It's
know.
amazing.
It was
Amazing.
still very entertaining, though.
Buster deal on Sunday involving the Suns and Wizards. Phoenix acquiring Bradley Beal for a package expected to include Chris Paul.
Right. Suns owner Matt Ishbia is jumping on a chance to get Beal, right? You got KD. Let's go for it. A big perk joins us to break down his fit, plus CP3's reaction about his future and when he found out about the trade. Sports Center. Let's go, right? Let's do this.
This is Sports Center.
3 days from the NBA draft, and all eyes are on French big man Victor Wembanyama. But could this 19-year-old phenom experience growing pains?